Welcome to the Vegas Voice Celebrity Corner. I'm Evan Davis, the entertainment director, and I'll be bringing you a front row seat to behind-the-scenes interviews with performers and entertainers here in Las Vegas. Today, my guests are, as you can see, both singers and performers, entertainers, and in some way, entrepreneurs. And we'll talk about that later. Lisa and Ron Smith, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's it. Well, thanks again.
Exactly.
So, Lisa, first, I when I looked at some of your bio, I saw all these awards, winner of all this rising star stuff. Can you tell us a little about what that is?
Well, that started several years ago. I used to be on an online hiring thing called gigmasters.com. So any of the conventions coming to town, anyone looking for entertainment, jazz, they go there and they can be able to hire entertainment. And I ended up getting the awards several years in a row for the highest rated jazz singer, and it ended up being not just in the country but also including Canada, and it was quite an honor that I got that over and over again, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
You mentioned jazz. We're going to talk about what you're doing with Max and Sushi and Jazz, but you guys are doing a show for the Vegas Voice.
We are.
We are.
That's not going to be jazz.
It's not at all.
It's going to be Broadway.
Broadway.
You bet.
What made you decide that was the way to go on that show?
I mean, we've been performing. We met over 20 years ago. We've been our 20th anniversary comes up in the beginning of January, so we're excited about that.
Years, yeah.
And we performed together originally, and then once we got married, it was like, well, we don't want to stop this. So we have different shows that we've put together with just the two of us. And my background is more stage and theater, so I've done national tours. So this is about Broadway, back to Broadway, and we had classic shows, we hit kind of middle, nothing too new. I mean, shows that there might be a song that somebody doesn't recognize, depending, but for the most part, they'll sing along.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great. And musical theater is kind of both of our backgrounds. I mean, he, like I said, that's where he got started. And I, growing up on the East Coast in Delaware, I always assumed I would end up in New York on Broadway someday, and ended up moving to California and discovered jazz and did this whole other thing. But that was always kind of my first love. So it's a chance for us to get back to that a little.
I saw you perform at Maxon. You were doing some.
You came down that
jazz.
night,
Yeah. Tell me a little about that place and what you're doing there.
Maxon Jazz is this great little jazz club. It's only been around about six months. They opened up a soft opening in June, and they're located over on Decatur and Flamingo. And the owner, Max Weirjo, am I saying it right? He and his wife, Angie, started this jazz club, and they wanted to have a place in town that could really honor the musicians, be able to bring some of the best music to the city, but also be able to offer great food as well. They have this amazing Nobu-style sushi chefs there, and they have great drinks, and it's just kind of a whole experience, and people are really liking it. It's really taking off, and it's a great little place to go. And I'm actually going to be there again singing on the 28th of December, Wednesday the 28th.
From 7 to 10.
I'm looking forward to that.
7 nights a week they have.
They have music 7 nights a week.
Hey, Max, if you hear this interview, it's a great commercial for you.
There you go.
You owe us now.
Yeah, I mean, he's employed, I would say, almost every jazz musician in town at least
and some
once.
that aren't really jazz musicians.
Right.
Yeah, he does.
They
He likes to do a variety.
Right.
And the other thing he also likes to do is bring in some younger musicians that don't always get a chance to kind of get their feet wet. Yeah. So he'll do nights where he'll do don't let us interrupt your phone there. He'll do nights where he brings in like a young artist spotlight for the night, and he'll pair them like a young singer with some of the more seasoned musicians, giving them a chance to really feel what it's like to work in a real jazz club. So he likes giving that opportunity as well, which is wonderful.
And you're going to be a guest performer on one of the Vegas Voices variety shows, a luncheon variety show.
Yep, Ron and I are both going to come do that.
In February.
Yep.
Right. You sent me a picture, so
Yeah.
I'll try to include a picture of
A
you.
picture? No.
Yes. And let's talk a little about you. I forgot when the first time I met you, but I know I met you when you were emceeing at slot tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I know, and I was there with Sandy, my wife, and all of a sudden it's like, that sounds like Ron. There's you around in these 50 slot machines somewhere, and
Yep.
that was you. It was great, and you were a big help. She ended up
good.
winning.
Yeah, I
that
know, she did.
Yeah.
The very first time she ever played.
I remember
Yeah.
he came home and told me.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was great. And actually, I think a couple of days later, you were doing a show at the Silverton for us. We were doing some
Oh, yeah.
variety show.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
you were
yeah.
on there.
That's
You were
right.
on
In the
there.
pavilion area,
Uh-huh.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Vail Pavilion. That was cool. Yeah. So tell me about what you do, Ronnie.
Well, as I say, my background is stage, although I've worked in all media. I like live performance because you get one chance and you got to be flexible and adaptable. And everybody's always told me, and I thought, a nice voice. So pretty much since we've been here in Las Vegas, I've been using my voice for corporate and conference events. I'm up and down the Las Vegas Strip constantly, almost every weekend, with casinos, with their tournaments and promotions. This past weekend, I helped to give away $2 million.
Where were we?
I know. I didn't get any of it, but
I
you know.
put the call out. I don't know what happened. It just didn't go through. But and I do voiceover work, and so if anybody needs voiceover talent or anything,
He's your man.
Well, you guys are doing another show coming up soon. Don't you have something else coming up?
We've got a few different things. We've got right before Thanksgiving. We're past Thanksgiving. Right before Valentine's Day. Moving on. Right before Valentine's Day, we're doing a show called Love's a Many Complicated Thing, from dating to mating and beyond. So it takes you through all the different stages of love, some of the best music from the last 80 years. And we're doing that at the Firelight Barn.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to
Right
be a lot
here
of fun. We're looking
in
forward
Henderson.
to that. And then we're doing the Vegas Voice Broadway show.
Yeah, that's great. All right. So tell me a little about some of the other groups that you used to play with and still may be playing with. I know you were in Shades of Sinatra, Dangerous Curves, and they were all great groups. And are you still doing any of that?
We are. Shades of Sinatra, it's taken a few changes over the years. You know, we lost Larry. Larry Lisa had moved back east. He's actually back now. So, but we are doing that.
stepped in.
Ron stepped in when Larry left. We actually haven't done a big show since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to possibly have a possibility of one coming up in Reno. So we're looking forward to that. Dangerous Curves is my vocal jazz trio that I just love. It's two of my very best friends, Karen Michaels and Brett Menzies. You know both of them. We've performed with some Vegas Voice things in the past. And so we still do that. We do a lot of kind of tight jazz harmonies. So it's like an Andrews Sisters, but without the kitschy costumes and without, you know, and much more kind of jazz stuff.
Well, maybe we can get the three girls on the
That'd be awesome.
the March Variety Luncheon Show.
Yeah,
So
that'd be great.
I'll talk to you about
Okay,
that. And
sounds good.
give you a little exposure with that group.
Yeah.
And why don't you get the Shades of Sinatra playing locally?
I mean, we were at the Clarion, the old Debbie Reynolds, for
Years.
4, 5, 6 years until they closed it down.
Yep. Doing 3 to 4 nights a week.
And if you've ever done shows on the Strip especially that are your own, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And of course, our Carmine Mandia and Ryan Baker, the other two Shades in the group, and especially through the pandemic, everybody kind of started doing their own things.
Yeah.
So to get us all back together is possible, but it's a little bit more
Plus,
difficult.
it's a budgetary thing too.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
Right. It's an expense. It tends to be an
Right.
expensive show because we like to have a 6-piece band if we're going to do like a real big show.
Yeah.
So trying to get the budget for that, but we do want to do it though. So we're looking for a place to possibly do that this next
We're
year.
very proud of that show.
Yeah.
We're very proud of that show.
They are. Wow. Okay. All right. So you got all this going on, and now you with your oh no, forget it. I want to go to your entrepreneurial stuff.
I'm going now.
I want to talk to you. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
She actually is a webmaster, and if anyone ever saw my website, evandavisjazz.com, It was put together by Lisa Smith and her.
We did that
her
a long
company.
time ago. We
Yes,
did that a
and
long
it's
time
still
ago.
running. And
It still works.
it still works. I know.
We'll do a refresh at some point, but yeah, it still works.
Tell us about that business.
Yeah, graphic design, it's not something I ever went to school for. It's just something I kind of fell into. I really enjoyed doing that. I always made my own flyers, always made my own websites, and pretty soon people started coming to me and say, hey, can you do something for me? Can you do a flyer for me? So it has really turned into this business, Geek Girls in Las Vegas. I've got a couple of other gals that I'll farm certain things out to that if I can't do it. It's this other creative part of me that I get to do. And during the pandemic, that came in really handy when we weren't performing very much because I could sit and do that in my pajamas at home. So.
GeekGirlsInLasVegas.com.
Geek Girls in Vegas.
Hopefully,
In Vegas.
Hopefully we'll have that edited on the screen along with any other websites you may have.
Sure.
Along with pictures and send a little B-roll we can throw
Yeah,
in.
let
us
know.
Some of-
We will.
of some
That's
of
good.
that.
Definitely.
Right. And I really I appreciate you coming down and
Thank you.
Always.
and spending a few moments
We
with
appreciate
us.
being invited.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you know, it's always fun talking with both of you and
Thank you.
and lovely couple. But,
We love you, Evan.
oh, thank you. With that, I just want to let you know that this is the Vegas Voice Celebrity Corner, saying we'll see you next time.